All right, so Module 8 is Microsoft Excel for process improvement, right? And this is a module that is so dear to my heart because I remember when I started my career, it was quite frustrating at first trying to figure out how to use Excel, for actual analysis, for problem solving, and all of that. And I will tell you that it's been a very beautiful journey. Yes, there's a lot of advanced analytics, there's a lot of advanced tools, but I tell people that you want to start with the fundamentals. If you understand basic statistics, you understand your functional knowledge in terms of lean, in terms of how to drive, use Six Sigma. Now bringing that tool, bringing all that knowledge to a tool like Excel, the wonders that you will do, right? So rather than, I tell people rather than trying to understand the sophisticated stuff, going to Python, which is beautiful, right? Going to SQL, going to the big stuff, the big tools, big data, and all of that, right? Power BI and all the big stuff, right? It's important that you understand the fundamentals because all those other big tools are built on those fundamentals, right? If you understand the fundamentals, scaling up, learning all those additional tools will be a breeze, right? Will be a breeze for you. So, what are those things that we're going to do in this model for Excel? Right. So we're going to look at Excel and overview. I think this is one of those modules that I really took my time as well, because I was just trying to imagine someone who has never used Excel before. So if you've not used Excel, you are really going to enjoy this module, right? Because I went to, I started from each of those ribbons, each of the buttons. This is what it does. This is how to use it. I do that quick overview of the entire, buttons and some of those things that you would use commonly, right? And then I look at some basic functions that relate to our work in manufacturing. Some basic functions, some if, average, max, min, counts. Lookup is something that is really important, right? If you know how to do lookup, in fact, I consider you, an intermediate Excel user. So VLOOKUP, index and match, spot on, you're good to go there. And then we'll look at charts in depth, so how to build some of these charts because this is going to feed into your presentation, right? You've done a lot of numbers, you've captured a lot of data, you've done a lot of measurements, but you want to visually represent all of this in a way that we can instantly see, the insight. So this is where charts, will come in, right? So I explain how to do waterfall, combo charts, pie charts, bar chart, reader, and where this is going to be used. Right, so I think we'll look at that in PowerPoint, how to use them in the right context. And then we have pivot tables. Pivot tables is such an important part of, analyzing large sets of data, right? And then a newer part of this is Power Query and Power Pivot Essentials. So what I try to do is to give you a working knowledge of Power Query, just the basics, right? The fundamentals. This is about the fundamentals. Same with Power Pivots and the usefulness of all of these to finally building your dashboard. So I want, the objective for me here at the end of this model is for you to comfortably create a dashboard that you can use to monitor your processes. Right, so comfortably create a report that says, you know what, if I get this data from this source, from my IT department or whoever, gives me this data, I can quickly drop it in my model and then get some form of dashboard and make a decision whether I'm improving or getting worse or an intervention is required, right? So that's the objective basically, to be able to build a basic dashboard in Excel, using all these things that you would learn. Right, so it's a very very beautiful. It starts off from something very easy, as well as oh this is the ribbon for this is the button, up till the point where we get to using Power Query, using Power Pivots. In fact, a lot of Excel users don't. You cannot phantom the power this tool has. This powerful tool, Excel, called Excel. People have built careers on just Excel. See the way I'm just talking about Microsoft Excel. But it's such, an important tool that, can be as strong or as weak as the person using it. Right. So this is something really, really important for you to understand. All right, let's move to the next model.